How's it going there, YouTube? It's Lollybirdie, and I'm gonna start a new series here called Let's Talk About, where I'm gonna talk about what's going on in like the gaming industry and stuff like that. Where it's just stuff that I find interesting, and I'm just gonna discuss like what's wrong with it, the pros, the cons, all that kind of stuff. Some of the stuff I might lean more towards one or the other, depending on how excited I am. That's just kind of how it gets, and I mean everybody's the same with that kind of stuff. So what I really wanted to talk about today was the new Modern Warfare remaster that they announced with uh, releasing alongside Infinite Warfare or with Infinite Warfare because they already said that you can't get it any other way aside from purchasing it with the game. So you're not going to be able to just wait and buy it later, which is dumb. Um, and I think that's one of the main reasons that Infinite Warfare is being so negatively received right now is the fact that Infinite Warfare literally isn't going to. We're not going to be able to buy Modern Warfare separate. We have to buy Infinite Warfare, and granted, they're gonna charge more for it. If you look at some of the games in the past, they actually release games for free with other games. I can't think of any off the top of my head. I think Gears of War might have done it once, where they released one game and then you got a downloadable copy of the other game for free. Um, if you got it like within a couple days after release, or a pre-order bonus. But whatever, that's beside the point. The main issue I have with this being released is the fact that they're only releasing 10 maps or 10 multiplayer maps with the game at launch. Now that the main reason that bugs me is because when Call of Duty 4 came out, it had 16 maps in it, which you already know that they're gonna release, four map packs just like always for $15 a piece, which is stupid because those maps, when we bought them, at least the DLC ones, so the extra four, which adds up to 20 maps, those extra four maps only cost us $10 when that came out. And then if you look back at Modern Warfare 2, we already paid for four of the maps that came out, like that were already in Modern Warfare 1. Like it came with Crash, Strike, Overgrown, and Vacant. Now those maps, fantastic maps. I mean, if I was them, I probably would have picked something over Strike instead, just because Strike, I don't know. I don't think Strike's the best map that they could have picked for Modern Warfare, um, or Modern Warfare 2. Sorry, but it's just like we already paid for those maps, so why should we have to pay for those again? And that was $30 because it cost $15 for each the Resurgence pack and whatever one the other one was called. I can't Stimulus. Um, that was back when even that was negatively received. I remember when they first said, "Oh, we're going to be releasing this many maps for $15." People were really mad about that. Like it incredibly upset when they said we're going to be releasing two map packs for $15. That's half of the game. That's five maps a piece, I think, for $30, and now it's getting even less. And it's like, okay, you really need to chill out with the money, Activision. I get that you got to make money to, you know, you have to make money. I get it. But it's like you're kind of blowing it out of proportion. And if you really look at Call of Duty 4, it's like theoretically it doesn't even need a remaster. The only issue with it that I've found, I jumped back on it recently, like within the past couple days, just to look at it and be like, well, does this game really need a remaster? Does it look as good as I remember it looking when I was however old when it came out? I can't remember. I think I was like, I don't know, 15, 14. But at that point in time, the game looked flawless. You look at it now and it's like, okay, well the player models definitely need an upgrade. Like they look like they're wearing mesh. I don't even think mesh is the proper term. They look like they're wearing clay. They look terrible. Um, the other thing that definitely needs an update is I remember playing it about 2 years after the game released, maybe three. I jumped back onto Modern Warfare 1 on my Xbox 360 with a friend, full of hackers. The entire thing was just everybody was running around with unlimited automatic grenade launchers and RPGs constantly. You could not get into a normal game of Call of Duty. Now, the main reason that I think they're releasing it is just to get the money, obviously, because if they really wanted to, they could easily get rid of everything that's wrong with it. Even on PC, people get VAC banned on Modern Warfare 2 all the time because they just unlock it so that they can look at the console or something like that. I don't know exactly what it is that they do, but it's probably the most common VAC banned game that I ever see is people constantly getting VAC banned from Modern Warfare 2. And it's like they're not even doing anything with the game. They're just making it so that they can look at the console. Um, Another thing that I think that they should really, really work on is the fact that it's not being developed by Infinity Ward, I believe I read, which is another thing that's really dumb. It's like they already Call of Duty's just recycling the same ideas over and over and over again. It's like with this one, I'm kind of worried that they're recycling the developers, and those developers that they're using might belong in the trash rather than the recycling bin. You know what I mean? Um, so it's kind of one of those things where it's like, all right, I get where you're coming from. You guys really want to make this game for us, but it's like, and we've been asking for it for years, but everything that they're doing right now, like the more that comes out about it, the less excited for it I am, and the less likely I am to even consider buying it because you already have to buy Infinite Warfare, which I don't want. I didn't even buy Black Ops 3. The last game that I bought was Advanced Warfare, and I was very, very disappointed in it. I thought that it was just terrible. It was not a Call of Duty game. It was not good. I don't know, nothing about it I liked. I didn't like the story. I didn't like the multiplayer. And I mean, like you look at Ghosts, and I think Ghosts was the last one developed by Infinity Ward. I think I'm pretty sure. And you look at Ghosts, and it wasn't terrible. Like it definitely does not deserve all the hate that it got. The multiplayer was pretty good. You look at it and it was like, okay, it had some glitches, it had some, just normal Call of Duty stuff, like people being able to hide in rocks and stuff like that, which they fixed. They fixed that. I mean, granted, it took them forever to fix it, or at least it feels like it took them forever. My biggest complaint about Ghosts was the first single player. In the very beginning they talk about how they use stealth to their advantage and that's how you become a ghost and that's how they won that fight, and it's like, okay, this is gonna be sweet. The entire game is gonna be like all gillied up from Modern Warfare 1. Granted, that I'm pumped for. I am so excited for the single player remaster of Call of Duty. I will probably play that more than the multiplayer. I'm not gonna lie, I went through that game so many times. I loved it. um, but with Ghosts, it's like, okay, they use stealth to their advantage. You're like, great, it's going to be like all gillied up. First mission, you drive a truck into a baseball field or some sort of stadium. It's like, it's not, it's, they don't know how to tell a story anymore. Ever since Modern Warfare 2, they don't know how to tell a story. And if you look at Black Ops, it's just so confusing. Like, you don't know what's going on because of all those numbers and stuff like that. Sure, the single player was fun, but I don't know, it's just not like it used to be. And I really think that Call of Duty, if they really wanted to impress the fans and stuff like that, rather than every single mission just being like, okay, kill these guys till they stop spawning, kill these guys and push up while you kill them, stuff like that, um, maybe they should concentrate more on a stealth-based game. Because if you look at all the stealth levels that they released, especially in Modern Warfare 1 and Modern Warfare 2, those were fantastic. Those were everybody's favorite levels. And it's like, why don't they just concentrate on that? Why don't they concentrate on making a stealth game and the multiplayer can be just, standard Call of Duty run and gun? That's fine. It's like you look at some of the companies that have tried to do it and they just flop right on their face. Look at, I think the series is Sniper Ghost Warrior. Garbage series. I think I bought the first one for $2 and I felt like I wasted my money. It was terrible. And now if Call of Duty did that for the entire series, like I said, look at all Gillied Up. It's so good. That is that's an iconic mission from Call of Duty. Everybody remembers it. Everybody remembers going around in a ghillie suit, having to prone in the fields and avoid the soldiers while they walk towards you, and if you don't, then you get shot. It's just such a good level, and it's like, why don't they put more concentration into the single player now than they do the multiplayer? It's just right now it feels like they're running out of ideas, and they have been. It's been recycled since Call of Duty 4, pretty much. There really hasn't been any new features except for diving and sliding, which granted nobody really cares about. And then there's been the jetpacks, which is another thing that everybody's just kind of like, well, why do we need these? This isn't Call of Duty. This is Halo. And it's like, okay, if you want to play Halo, then you'd go and play Halo. It I just don't understand. They're not listening to their fans. They're not listening to the community. And that's another thing. Call of Duty's community now is non-existent. I don't care what people say. it's non-existent. I remember back in Modern Warfare 2 and before, you had to be in game chat if you were playing Search and Destroy. Search and Destroy is personally my favorite mode. You had to be in public chat, which I loved because that actually gave you this sense of the game had a community because you would actually talk to people that you didn't know, and you give call outs and stuff like that and tell everybody, oh hey, they're over here. I mean, granted they couldn't hear you after you died, which is the entire point of you not being able to be in party chat, but if you queue up with one friend, you could still go into a private chat and then just do it that way so you didn't have to talk to people. And you could tell your friend where the enemies were. Now it's not even like that. You can, one, your teammates can still hear you after you die, and I know that they stole that from Counter Strike, which whatever. But the only reason that they do that in Counter Strike is because it's a competitive game mode. If you look at Call of Duty, it's not very competitive. It's kind of more like laid back gamers. And even if you look at Counter Strike, even their casual modes, if you play a casual game of Counter Strike, you can't talk to your teammates while you're dead. You can hear them, but they can't hear you. And it's just kind of one of those things. It's like they just seem like they're not listening to us. And it's just one of those things that really bugs me, and I really hope that they work on it and they actually do listen. Because I mean, we've been asking for stuff like we've been asking for a Call of Duty 4 and a Modern Warfare 2 remake for how long now? Or at least just a graphical update. We don't want it to be remade. We just want it to be updated. And it's like we've been asking for this for at least 3 years now. Ever since the Xbox One got released, I've heard constantly people were asking for it. I've told my friends before, I'm like, hey, if they ever release a Modern Warfare 2 remake, because Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite Call of Duty of all time. If they ever just updated the graphics and re-released it, I would pay the full $60 for that again. I loved that game. I have so many memories on it and stuff like that. And that's another thing that they keep doing is they keep re-releasing the maps from Modern Warfare 2 onto new ones with just slight changes. And it's like, come on, guys, we know you're past your prime now. We understand it. It's just one of those things that it's like they really need to kind of get with what they're doing, and get to know, what we want and what we don't want, and just listen. They can go on two forum boards and understand, oh, these guys wanted a remaster for this long. And I'm sure it wouldn't take that long just to port it onto a Blu-ray disc and then fix it that way. But I don't know. That's just my opinion, guys. And if you guys have any other input or anything like that, just leave it down in the comments below. Leave a like or a subscribe. That way I know that you guys will, you appreciate what I'm doing and you want to hear more. I already know that next week when I get a chance, I'm going to be talking about Hearthstone and the latest update with that came out about a week ago. And I really just kind of want to hear you guys' opinion. So thanks. My name is Lolly Birdie, and if you want to subscribe, please do that for me. Thanks.